Hello and welcome. I thought I'd start over here just checking this lot out. It's exactly the same. It does take a long time for these to go to that second, and then it does. I'm sure it's 2 years. I'm sure that's what I always look for the first year, and absolutely nothing's cracking off. Now then, obviously potatoes I think are the earliest thing that we've actually done. I still haven't got the potato thing. I haven't, so I need to pull my finger out and actually get this sorted, because I'd imagine that soon we're going to be pulling up potatoes. Yeah, I think it is August, September. It is indeed. So they should be very, very green if we are that close. Oh dear, it's true. We are. Well, we've still got to harvest them first and put them away, so I'm really not worried. But yes, it is now. Then I think we did the grass last session, so everything should be good. Now, I apologise if I'm shouting a little bit. I've got a really strange ear that every now and again it just like it needs ploughing. We'll do it at the end of the year. We'll rip it up literally in the back end, all of the grass. It's the price you pay for when you like switch ploughing on. It nearly always insists your grass fields get ripped up. We'll fix them. It's not a bad thing at all. So right, so so these are the two grass fields that we have got, and they're both done. So did we do the animals? I would imagine so, but I'm not sure. Yeah, we have. Okay, smash it. And we did have the births of the 20 a couple of months ago. We've got the birth of the 47. So I think we're pretty much full after this lot. So there's going to be an awful lot of manure and an awful lot of fertilizer. So no, there isn't. There's going to be an awful lot of manure and slurry. It's ever so weird when you see it like that. Obviously, this is a 4 million litre and this is only 100,000. So that's likely to probably be almost full. We know we've got the basin across the road. So we are going to literally run that across at some point. So, been in the sales. Well, I've just checked again. It was only a few little bits and bobs. We could tell the New Holland, but I did say, no, enough of this. Yeah, I don't want to be like, we had got some really big good bargains. We've done even our grass fields with fertilised and limed. Obviously, we're now taking a hit due to the fact that we've switched ploughing on, and it needs ploughing, and it is a nasty hit, but it is what it is, really. Do we? No. I suppose we could. I know what I'm thinking. If you rip it up now, it's at 0 anyway. You don't lose a growth stage at all, but the entire session would be spent doing that because we don't want to miss a month and go forward. So I think we'll carry on with the plan. We've got one more growth stage of this. We'll do that, and then literally when we hit that on that last month, so it's July 0, August, September, October is the month that I hate cutting in October. Yeah. It only grows once more in November, and then it takes longer to do. So I think we might cut its second growth stage in September, rather than wait till third growth stage, even though it's less grass, because it just never makes any sense to me if you do it that way. So let's go through and let's go to the house for once. Yeah, to the sleep over there. Yeah, the everything seems to have settled down now. Yeah, we don't seem to have horrible where the icons were going, and we hadn't done any baling. There was nothing spectacularly wrong because we opened the this here where you actually checked. That's Giants moaning that I've got an uppercase instead of a lowercase, or a lowercase instead of an uppercase. So yeah, I need to fix that. Is it a major problem? Not really. No, it's a yellow. Yellows are tiny, but it is something to be aware of. I do like the fact that it does actually show you what is wrong as a modder. It really is so very useful, but there's no red there. There's nothing terrible, really, and most of that's about the map. So, yeah, we're good. There's nothing terrible. And there wasn't when we were looking earlier, so there was no terrible crashes because the mods are mine or anything like that, because they are balanced. I have fixed most major issues. Not that there were many majors in the first place, but yeah, as it is. So let's go through, if I can actually find the sleep, and it is indeed 8 o'clock, and I think we'll find that I'm not sure what to do. I think we could lease one of mine. It's still bigger than whatever one is in the game. If we actually lease one of mine, it's still a 6.4 as it says 6.5, but it says 3 cows. So we have filled. Fantastic. Yeah, so that is amazing. So we have now got Yeah, well, yeah, actually, that's not bad at it. Open the... We have 131 out of 131. So that is amazing. So 44 youngsters were born, and we have a full house on this little lot. Let's grab the milk, which I'm a bit disappointed in this. I did check, though. I checked after I did exactly what I said. I went in and I checked the bionic of this versus the bionic on my other milk one. I think it's just milk, as in like the milk in normal milk, because it's everything is exactly as it should be. So yeah, everything is a bit... I mean, for saying this is a bionic, I'm not terribly impressed. I think I need to beef it up a little bit. The butter is the only... I mean, if this was... Again, this is my trouble. I'm comparing it with the buffaloes that I've used a lot. They would be like at 30, 40,000 by now. And that's... But the milk bottled is good. So the milk bottle, but it's worth very little in comparison to what I'm used to, again, because the milk bottled is the lowest of all milk bottled, the standard milk. Chocolates, that's pathetic. It doesn't add up. It really does not add up at all, because obviously we know if we'd not got sugar, we've got 2.6 to 2,600 litres of sugar, which is more than enough to cover one like month of chocolate. So we're not waiting for it. That's my point, because I can understand it being lower if you were waiting for that. So I'd imagine that we're probably going to see across the road our potatoes are now ready. Yeah, they are indeed. Right, okay, let's check the sales. Have we got anything in the sales to assist us in our... No, I'm not expecting it. I'm seriously not expecting it at all. But you never know. We don't need it now. It's a shame, isn't it, really? Crone, easy collect. That's snow, the echo. There's a lot of things to sell here. Yeah, I suppose that is true. I was just had a sort of stray thought, as you do. If we sort of buy and sell a few bits and bobs, I think we're just going to invest straight in the profit, straight in. We might actually, there is a lot of stuff to actually sell there, so I think we actually will go for it. I'm not expecting us to... we're going to sell the bailiffs. Yes, I think we were. Oh, no, I wanted to keep it. I did, yeah. So you've got a second option, because sometimes it isn't a bad thing to actually do the baling instead. So we'll sell all of the bigger items, in fact, almost everything we can, so that we can... I think we're going to buy one of mine. I think, definitely. 6.4 metres, it's still good. Shouldn't we really buy that beforehand and then do the selling? And also animals back... Oh, I can do that in the... While the... yeah, oh, the tipper tipped, so we're good. We've done the milk, we've... hang on. No, it is, yeah, that we didn't actually feed them. I was just about to... I knew we were down at the milk. I was going to go inside with that, take it down there and actually do it, but I would imagine... But that's obviously tipped itself, because we did top it up. So that's what we're saying. Right, so then in that case, we've got to sell or buy or whatever. We'll buy in advance, not from the profit, obviously. But what I mean is this is going to help us an awful lot. So we want... we're going to go for the more expensive one. We were talking about going for... Yeah, we were actually talking about... So this is the dearest of the lot. This is the Matentis. Yeah, there's literally... now, have I ever tried this with potatoes? Because I'll tell you what it is. I actually did with the standard one, which is the beet one that is only... Yeah, I've got quite a few of these. That one, I've added things onto that, and that's the original, I think. Yeah, now, again, it's shown red this time. It's shown silver on all the Let's Plays. Why is it doing that? Yeah, so the 107 is the one that I've tried, which we actually used on... yeah, so that one I know works, or did. I haven't used it in a while, but it should not. But I've got to be honest, the only reason I'm saying that is because on Rizu Forest this worked, and I'd fixed it one night so that it could do potatoes properly. But I'm not sure if the biggie that we've just seen actually does do that. But, well, I suppose we can actually try. So let's try. Let's lease it to begin with. I wish you could lease to buy. And we should have really delivered that on the side of the field. Now then, let's grab our biggest... no, we need to... This is potatoes. And I think Giants have changed potatoes, haven't they? I think you can actually go on them with standards now. Unlike, obviously, in the iterations past where you couldn't do that. But we shall test this theory with standard tyres to see if I am correct. That looks fairly sturdy to me. So we can use the big tractor, the biggest one we've got. We could use the class. Yeah, with the awful indicators. Sorry, class, but it is true. Apart from that, it's the most beautiful tractor and the most powerful tractor we've got, but it really is an absolute awful indicators that you can hardly actually see at all. The tiny little winky eyes that don't even wink very much when you click them on. Yeah, that's the best you get, and that's me like homed in. I've got to be honest, when I was out here like that and I indicated, I couldn't see that it indicated. It was that sort of poor. Yeah, I mean, that's me indicating. You can hardly see it. Now, you do that with the John Deere or the one with the big flasher, and I've got to be honest, you can really see that. Now then, this is a bit of a beast really for lugging like this. I do normally either stick it on like I've never done that though actually. I've always had this delivered, I think, to the side of the field. Oh, of course, got the Randon as well. That would be useful. Although we're right next door to... Mind you, I think there's going to be more potatoes than that can cope with. So I'm not sure whether we're going to get out the front gate. Yeah, this is a bit of a beast for this kind of thing, really. Not the type of thing that you'd normally roll out the front gate with. It is a bit tight. It is high, though. Yeah, well. Not particularly, actually. Not particularly. Now then, we've got to make a run for it over the bridge. So we've got to check to see if we've got a good clear run, because there's no way... Oh, is that not typical when you're in a rush? Now then, this is going to be tight. Yeah, and of course, unlike in real life, the traffic probably may stop, but like, yeah, now we're in trouble now. Seriously, wow. Okay, well, there you go. We need to switch traffic off. There's no... Yeah, this is relentless, and unlike in real life, there's no nice drivers. They're just like... Yeah, traffic off. We're not getting across the bridge though. That bridge is definitely like worse than that. So I think what we're going to have to do is grab the flatbed. I'm still not sure that's going to work, but we'll have a go. I've never done this. I've got to be honest. I've always thought about this on every single Let's Play and always had it delivered direct to the field, but it's not normally a problem once it's on the farm. So yeah, let's grab that. And it's obviously not terribly it's not really heavy, empty, although it is heavy enough. It's a few tons, so it's, I think we'll reverse up there. It's not that far, and we'll grab the... I think we're going to need a telehandler with a weight, so I think we'll grab ours and we'll grab the weight, because this is not like your normal sort of thing. Well, I'm glad in a way this has happened, sort of. Yeah, because I've always sort of like had this delivered, as you can see why, on the, like to the field, so. And obviously this time, I did not do that or think about it or whatever really at all, so we need to grab the weight, which I think that is at the farm. It's a bit murky, but then again it is August. Where we left it. Oh, that was a bit of a... Oh, must be saving. No. It did that the other day where it was like it was saving, but it didn't say saving. So I don't know whether I missed it or whether it is saving but never said it, or I'm really not sure as to what is happening when it does that lurchy slowdown. Oh. Wow. I'm really not sure how... Oh, I was forgetting this is the one where you need to, like, do that. This one you'd have to strap, wouldn't you? Imagine lifting that. This you'd need... I think we need something with ramps. Yeah, I think we've got to do this properly. If we're going to do this, let's do it properly. You wouldn't lift it. I know I can and all the rest of it, but I keep talking about realism. I don't think you can sort of go for realism if, like, you're going to do something like that where it's just not realistic. There's no way that is, like, going to get lifted onto that. So I think what we need to do is grab a big low loader. It'll have to be from the shop side. Yeah, so really none of this is... no, I suppose we're still going to need to reverse it up the ramps. Yeah, I mean, when you consider this, they are beasts. I've always said this, but I mean, a beautiful beast. I've got to be honest, it's the biggest harvester in the game of this particular type. I always recognise that these are a bit special, which is why I worked on them as I have done. Right, so then let's lease a proper big low loader with ramps. And I think yeah, there are quite a few nice large ones now. Not the Bremer, that is... No, it doesn't go high enough when it's done, does it? Pits, steel drop deck. Has got ramps. It's very reasonably priced, that is. That's a real low loader. I mean, real low. But then again, it's got horrible ramps. I personally think, yeah, its ramps are not... Even the Schwarzmuller's better than that, I always think. There's the Renown. That's got proper ramps. And it's quite low too. All things considered, I think the Pits is actually... I think we'll lease it though. We will not, because I don't want to buy it, because I normally, once we've got this delivered to the farm, I think, to be honest, we'll be all right. So then, is it? It's a proper low loader, isn't it? Yeah, it's a... Do we lease a lorry to go with it? I think so. I do. I think it'd be sensible too. So let's go for... do we go for My International? I think we will. Do we buy it? I don't think we don't really need it, if I'm honest, so I think we'll lease it. Fantastic, let's grab that. Right, smashing. It's still going to be fun. It's not going to be easy to actually do it, because there's not going to be a lot of room. It still is. That's why I was trying on mine, because it's... But I thought, again, this is another one of those things. I really need to finish my ramps. Then it actually could do something like this, even if it would be... Because it sort of suits the map, the size. These big monster ones, they're really not ideal for this job. Although, obviously, that's dependent upon the driver. Yeah, I mean, Mr. Silly P has always been terribly good when he's doing these gold... or whatever it is that he often used to use in FS22. I think it's back in FS25, I think. So we need to reverse. Good job the traffic's off. And then, yeah, we're going to have to aim for the 2 tyres. Which I think are actually a bit wide. Just a little, yeah. This is yeah, less than an ideal situation, shall we say? Yeah, we're going to be like sitting on the edges of the tyres, I think. Oh, and we're going to be hitting a tree. Okay. So this is going to take perfection. Wow, that's very wide. That trees, I think, is going to sort of get in the way. I'm not sure, even with this, that it's actually going to clear the bridge. Yeah, because I think it's going to hit on the sides of the... It might be a very good thing that we did only lease it. We might need to actually go for a traditional, because this is just not suitable for this map. I think we've got to admit defeat. If I'm honest, I don't think that's going to work no matter what happens. Yeah, I think this is a bust. I do. Yeah, just a little. Yeah, we're ramming it straight into the wood. Thinking about, I think we are. I think that's the only way we could actually do this. I don't think there's a... Is there another way? All the way around there and then down and around, maybe. It's a possibility. It's the bridge that's doing it and the trees next to the bridge. Just not sure that that's ever going to go on that anyway nicely. Yeah, I just had a thought. It's true. I think I might be right. I don't think that's going to go backwards no matter what you do. I think we're going to have to go forwards with the tractor straight on top of it. So we'll give it a shot. Yeah, I don't like giving in easily. Not really, but I would say this is not really easy. This is not the easy giving in, but I reckon it's true. I think we're going to have to go forwards. And I'm even then, I'm not 100% sure this is going to work at all. I think it's too low. I think I may, if I'm going to do this like a time and time again, which it really needs to, I think I need to start doing this properly like this. And I really think we need... That's about right. That is... Wow. No, we need it, yeah, we need it on. This is what you call a wide load. Now this is one you need a police escort for. Let's be honest, we all can recognise this fact. Because of that very reason, I'm clanging the lamppost. Is that too high? I think it's just wide. Going through a town where it would be an absolute nightmare. But yeah, this is one where you'd need a police escort. So obviously, Farming Simulator terms, the only way you've got to do something like this is to switch the traffic off, really. But this would, I would imagine this would have to be taken to the fields, really. I think it's the only option you've ever got to actually get this on your fields. I can't see of any other way. I think it's straight left at the end. Is there any... No, I think that's a fence. So I think we'll go straight up, dodging these lampposts, and then we'll take a left at the end and see if there's any way out of this quite... so there's the sheep. That's the edge of the map. Alright, now this is going to be interesting. That looks like one of the other farms. How do we actually do this then? We can get through field 28, but I'm not sure if we can. I've taken... I thought I taken a wrong turn. And yeah, I think we're going to have to go back. Oh my life. Can you imagine in real life if we did this? We turn around in the field. That would be the worst thing like a vehicle like this could do in real life, because it would be soft. Can't really think of any other way, being as it's grass. Ooh. No, it's not liking that. This is a power thing, I think. Yeah, it's the only trouble with it is a little underpowered. It's just... yeah, the ramps are definitely up. Well, this is good practice for reversing. And I think I'm failing the test. To turn at all. Right, okay then, so left hand side. Ooh. I don't know that you are. No, you were. Oh, it's further down. So yeah, over there and then left. Well, I apologise for this, but the thing is with a situation like this, it's a bit like in real life. If you get one of these nightmare situations where everything goes south quickly, I mean, it's a game, I could just pull the plug, but let's be honest, that's not what would happen in real life. You've got to deal with the issue that you've made for yourself. So, let's do it. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. You've got to deal with the situation with, like, what you've got. A weaker lorry, a heavy, wide load, and it is what it is. I mean, obviously, we would in real life have a police escort. This we know, and we've simulated that by switching the traffic off. For U-turn. So now we're on the right road because I can see them in the field 29. So there's some greenhouses as well. So this, I think, down there is where we need to be, but I'm not sure how we get onto that little... Do we go down the bank? Would you do that with a lorry? I don't really think so. Is there a yeah, there's proper field entrances. I still think you've got to, like, literally drop down, though. I don't think there's a proper way, unless it was, like, you know, a long way down the road. I thought the engine was seizing up then. I was like, what was happening? Is there a way? Is there a proper pull-in? I love the detailing, I've got to be honest. Ooh. There's got to be a proper way in. Even if it's like for... to the left here. Yeah, it is as well. It is down here. You'll not see that indicator even if it's on. Oh no, it's the lorry. I'm looking for the glass. Yeah, I saw the indicator. Now, actually, that is a point. Isn't there a little... No, that's actually into the field, so I think we need to go, if we can steer, that is, along the proper track. Yeah, no, this is going to be a little bit... bit of a nightmare scenario with the trees, because they are, as we all know, very unforgiving in the game. Yeah, the little boughs, they're not so little. Now then, yeah, it really... Can we get... Oh, there is an entrance at 27. We would have to ask permission in real life. We can sneak past this double problem that we've got here. Ooh, are we going to get through? Wheel. It was more bad driving than it was anything else, if I'm honest. Now yes, right, so fantastic. We were going to need to, yeah, leave a bit of space. Literally grab that straight off now. Ooh, my life. It's more about being jammed than anything else. Sure how good tracks are actually getting flipped up. Right, we need a telehandler. Yeah, even if it's not to lift it, it certainly does need to be moved. Well, this is not really going to have a session, but I've always said this. It's one thing on Horbelleron. We got an issue where the worker like literally dropped the tractor straight into the drink, and that, I suppose that is the difference. A lot of content creators would probably reset, but I like to treat it as though it's real life, which means not giving in. It has to be, as far as I'm concerned, that I have exhausted all other attempts to actually do it, and not to take the easy option out by just resetting. I don't think that you've not got that option in real life. You've got to persevere. There's no magic resets. You just would have to get something bigger and be paying someone to come and do something and that type of thing to get this sorted out. So yeah, I know obviously the game mechanics are a little bit kind. Let's just try and push it, I think. Need to find some wheel. Yeah, because the wheels were jammed. to deal with that. Right. Yeah, I think we need to help the tractor. I think that's getting up. It's sort of jammed against the side of the... it might be a better idea to actually shift the lorry a little bit. I'm not sure if that'll make that bad with the pushing the... Yeah, it is as well. So I'll push that back on. Brilliant. Now that was not too terrible. Now then. Nearly there. Nearly there. Oh. I apologise. Now, the only trouble with ethereal forks is the fact that obviously they do go through when you really wouldn't. Yeah, let's do this as we really would, which I think would be to go underneath and like push up. Oh. To be honest, I think even in real life, if you actually did ever manage to do this, now we know in the game it's a bit too easy to do things like that. It's and I think probably easier than it would be in real life. Now then we need a few traders. Right, I think I'm going to go into a time lapse now. Yeah. Right, I'm going to see you guys and gals on the other side. I think I have actually got the... I'm not sure it's going to work. I just had a quick look outside whilst we were busy doing this, and I think I actually got it. I just think I was looking in the wrong place. It's by Piercy. It is a little potato thing, but I don't know how little. It's one of the little type ones that I think is converted. So it will be... I'm almost sure I've done this. It's 38,000. I think I must have whizzed past it. I'm sure I've got it. Sure I have. At least I know what to aim for. I think it's... Or is it... No, I'm sure it's 38. So if it's not... If I haven't got it... If it's not there's a 38,000 one, then I really haven't got it. Aha. We have. Right, so I'm not sure if this does the oils as well, in which case that's not a bad little sort of thing. So I think what we'll do at the end of this... Actually, I've got that mod that actually... I'm not sure of storages or anything like that, but I don't think it's a bad thing to actually sort of have a look at. So where do we stick it? Yeah, it doesn't have to be like right on the edge of the field or anything like that. We have got quite a bit of room over here, really. But with the other one, we could have like lit productions going on. Again, this might not be standing. I might actually do something myself, you know, as in like I'll see is it suitable? Is it, you know, is it going to work or all that type of stuff? So we'll have a go. Oh, and we'll have a look. And if not, we'll sell it straight away. And I'll just go away and have a look myself, because it looks like it's a cross between an oil plant as well. No, I think they're inputs. Yeah, incoming. So that means it's a twofold process. You've got to have done your oils as well. Now we have got some sunflowers coming up, but it does mean that we need two sets of productions to produce one thing, which seems a little bit... Yeah, you've got to like do two lots of things. So I'd expect, if that's the case... Oh, my life, the loss is terrible. Oh, yeah, that is awful. Can you imagine the loss from that? 100 potatoes making 30 potato chips. I mean, the oil's not terrible. It's only, yeah, like a little tiny bit. So really, it's a third loss. I cannot imagine for the life of me that would be realistic. And I know, don't get me wrong, the vegetables are all treated like this, where you've got to like get rid of four times the amount. But I just don't like to play it unrealistically, no matter what. I mean, a 10, that's losing 10. You're getting 10%. That's just, yeah, that's 30%. At least that's better. Yeah, I don't ever do the potato chips for 10%. But let's have a look at the costs. It's a bit like a lot of things. You can think, oh, it's terrible. But then when you look at the price of the things, bear in mind that this is hard economy 2. It's not quite as cut and dry as that. I don't know that it wasn't French fries, was it? That must be something else. So I must have another thing then that is for potatoes. That's interesting. So let's have a look at the others. It is... I'm liking the idea of potato soup straight away. Potato broth, in fact, if this is the thing. Obviously, the loss is less. That's what I'm trying to say. Let's have a look, though, at what this actually does do before we throw it to the wolves and sell it straight back, because we're not happy. So I didn't see anything at all. Potato skins, potato soup, potato chips. There's one. So there'd be 3,000 odd if it was like under normal circumstances. But if you was losing 90 tons and you were gaining 10, it wouldn't be a terribly good business. Yeah, I mean, you're losing 90% of your crop if you were doing standard potato. This is what I've got to be honest. What I found in FS25 was that the recipes made no sense, but then giants made no sense either, as in like the loss of the vegetables for vegetable soup. You lose 3/4 of your crop to produce like what? And I'm like, kept hoping that somebody would release something that was sensible all the way through FS25, and nobody, one modder did, but it was only one sort of thing, only one vegetable, and that was the parsnips. So yeah, everyone would have got to, and even then it was only just there. It was only just sort of like, the loss wasn't bad, it was just that the cost was about 1,200, something like that, and you could only do that one product. But the one thing I would say is the loss was not terrible. So where's the other things then? I'll probably see it straight away when I look in editing, but it was more than just one potatoes. So we've seen, was it French? I don't think it was French fries. Yeah, they all look like this. So potato chips, and potato chips. Yeah, they're all potato chips, but obviously they should have olive oil. So they look like that. That's what we're looking for. So that's what we really want to be looking for, that particular symbol. No, that's not what we're looking for at all. We want to be looking for this here. So potato chips, which really should be down at P. You'd have thought. So potato chips we've seen. Oh, so perhaps it... Oh, no, I get it. Yeah, no, I do. The penny has dropped. They're all potato chips, but it's just that your losses are less if you use your oil. But so that is like what you're going to get. So it would be not a terrible thing if it weren't for the loss that's involved. So I'm thinking I'd sooner go for potato soup than have that kind of loss straight away. So yeah, we'll sell it straight back. We're just really just for looking, really. So let's have a look how we're doing it in this as well. Yeah, I'll have to do something myself. I've long since thought that I sort of should have a look at this, so I will definitely have a go. A unique potato thing, especially for this particular Let's Play, just other than the potato soup. And I know the preserves as well. I don't think I did anything special for the preserves, because I've always done... The soups was the thing that made the most sense to me, but obviously I changed the recipe so it was not as bad lossy when I did my cannery and soup factory. Added the soup factory to the cannery as well. So that was one of my favourite mods that I've done so far. It was one of the first mods that I actually did that I thought was quite special, really. Before I did like the really complicated ones that are really unique field types. It was not a unique field type, because obviously Giants had already created it, but at that time I didn't know how to make a unique field type. Now I do, so I could make whatever I liked. So I'm going to have a look for the potato things, and we might actually do something similar, because it would make sense. If you were going to make chips, you would do it with fat. It is as simple as that. That doesn't mean to say that you couldn't do other things like spiced things where we're using chilies, so we would need probably a greenhouse. Again, there was the greenhouse in FS25 that did something similar where it grew onions, and so we could do something similar where we're just growing onions and chilies. We adapt one of the things and we make different spices for it. So I will have a go. I will have a go over the weekend, I think, yeah, I've got to go into the normal Let's Plays anyway, so it'll give me a little bit of time to rustle up something, especially for this. What I'm probably going to do is a little bit like the grates and oils that I did, which was a combination, which means it will start at 27,000 because I'm combining two businesses. So obviously my normal starting business is 17,000. Two would be 34, but because you're putting it in one building, I sort of see it as a bit of a discount, but then again you're paying 27 instead of 17 for a single business, which means your costs get more for the bionics and the supers, but you can't ever forget the fact that you're actually doing two businesses in one. So I think it's fairly balanced, so I think we'll probably do that. I'll do oils, chips and oils, but I won't call it that. I don't like this. It's not very catchy. Yeah, I'm trying to think what we'll call it. I hate putting myself on the spot like that, because you never think very well. I'll think it not under pressure. I'll think of a a name for it, or it might just be like what it is rather than like a proper name. So not doing badly. We've not done badly for. Yeah, I apologise. Two things I apologise for. I did this fill plane straight after. It was all right, the fill plane I had, but it's yeah. No, I don't know what's happening to just that one piece of metal. I don't understand why this one's absolutely fine. In fact, if anything, it's yeah. It does this weird thing. Now this. Oh, now has it? This might not have actually been blended. This might be the old one rather than the new one. Or did I actually blender this one? I have a sneaky feeling I blended it, in which case it really shouldn't be doing this weird... It's almost like it loses the colour and goes silver. And this is what we've seen in other Let's Plays. I'll load the game, we'll buy or lease the Matensis, and if I buy it, it's on the farm. I'll go in the next session and it's all silver. I don't understand why it's actually doing that. Yeah, but the other thing is I'm going to apologise for. So yeah, the fill plane I need to do something about. That's based upon the old fill plane. I used to have a piece of metal that hid it, but I took it away because then I changed the fill plane, but I've not actually altered the fill plane of this. It's the new one, but exactly the same shape as the old one. So I need to change it. So I apologise for the bursting the realism bubble with that. I had to do something special with this. That's why it looks a little bit odd. Because if I left it, Giants don't like you doing this. So I had to use what tools I'd got. The only way I could make it doing is use... to get the proper graphics for the things, I had to use the same as when you pull the chute up. So you look closely underneath, it does shoot bits down a little. Like you're losing a few potatoes. But being as I do know, having done this really in real life, that you do actually lose bits of potatoes and bits, so you could sort of get away. The other thing I'm apologising for is the random really is a little bit tall, so you're not properly going into it, and I apologise for that because again it's like one of those. Oh, actually, I think. Oh, okay, that's not too terrible. Yeah, but the way I had it before, I sort of grazed the side of the... oh, wow. Yeah, grazed the side of the... wow, 66 odd tons, 66,500 litres. I think we are now... Oh, of course, I did quite a few rounds, didn't I? So I think it's the last going down, I think. Oh, let's just do it. We'll just go up and down. Yeah, so it does work. I'm glad. I wasn't sure whether I'd done this, but yeah, there's a bit of work still to do, and I might... This is one of my favourite mods at Harvesters. Actual... It all began with this kind of like modelling, but obviously I'm not very happy with the graphics. But again, a young modder, not done an awful lot of modding. Well, I have now, but what I mean is I'm still experimenting, and that's the only bad side of live modding, as like myself and other people call it, when you're tweaking things and bringing them onto a Let's Play. It's fairly obviously it's experimental, but you are hoping to bring it, well, I am personally hoping obviously to bring this into the game for everybody. It's not just... So the Let's Plays are really my testing ground, as well as actually, using the sort of things to see, literally to check fill planes, to see it's working okay. But there are obviously times when it's worse. Yeah, those front rollers, I've had them perfect, where they're not actually doing the weird rotations that it's doing. But I've also had it on Lady Hill on one session where it was like flying over the top of the thing. So although it's not perfect, it's a lot more stable than it was a few sessions ago when I actually used it. So yeah, it is getting there. And there will be a time that you see this, if you stick around, when it's actually absolutely spot on, and the rotations are exactly as they should be. It's got 3 different size pickers. Yeah, if you look very closely, I have designed this around the modern vegetables. Let me just stop it, because it's not very easy to see whether it rotates badly. Yeah, it's got 3 different size things for grabbing all of the new vegetables. It was with those that I did this really in mind. I might do it again, but for now it does the job, and it's beginning to rotate like it should do with a harvester. So yeah, soon this will be right. So I had to work. It took to get the potatoes to work was the hardest thing of all. I did the other new vegetables, and that was quite alright. The graphics were okay with those. That again, I had to do this bit of a trick for that top. That's sort of two separate. Yeah, when you do that, it uses the same graphics as that, which is why I think it's actually gone down. Yeah, like it stopped doing it. No, I actually stopped doing it because it ran. Yeah, it's run out of the thing. So I did quite a bit of extra smoke, or the dust particles. And obviously two sections. I did more, but you can only see two sections. For some reason it doesn't like. That's the only way I can get all of the vegetables to show, is to do that sort of a bit of a trick. Because Giants don't particularly, at present, it doesn't support, the game doesn't support this kind of thing at present. Not with this kind of harvester anyway. Or if, maybe it doesn't, I don't know it yet. It could be that as well, but I don't think so. I've used the proper commands from the real harvesters. Yeah, I've used the P commands, I've used the spinach commands, the lines of code for each one of those, and I've put them all in here at one time or another and tried to make it work, and none of them made the graphics right. So the only thing that does it is almost like a line of code that Giants have put in that basically tells it to be whatever it needs to be. But I didn't like the new vegetables, so I had to swap that one out because it does a horrible white, a grey white colour, because it doesn't understand. It's not been told yet what the new vegetables are like. Oh, I did it actually. I thought I'd actually. Yeah, fantastic. Excellent. Oh yeah, so we need the other one at the bottom. So that again, it does make very light work. If this was a 4 metre, we'd still be 2/3 the way through. It really is fantastic. I do love it. This is one I'm really looking forward to putting on the model, but I'm not sure Giants are ever going to... And it's not too unbelievable. I've got to be honest. A big hopper on top of it. It's not... the hardest thing I found for this was... I can actually use the tractor as a ladder. If it'll let me jump on its roof, which it doesn't seem to be wanting me to do. Yeah, the hardest bit of all was... this bit here. Oh, that's annoying. Yeah, actually making that hole appear there. That's what took long, because without you making a hole where this hopper would, where the potatoes or whatever would come into this hopper, there's no point in doing it. So that took quite a while for me to find this top one and this bottom one where you would actually let the vegetables through into a bigger hopper. Then once that came out, I had to muck around with fill planes and all the rest of it to make sure, because obviously the fill planes were never meant to go into that area, so I had to do that as well. But it's not terrible, still a work in progress, but it's not... oh wow, let's actually stick that. Yeah, so I will be doing a potato. It is about time. I have sort of like thought for a long while that I've made do with the cannery for a long time with the potatoes, and always done this with the carrots and the parsnips and all the rest of it. So yeah, I will do a proper potato, like a chip plant, or a... well, potato chips as they're made, and crisp. I'm thinking crisp factory, which that would then not be a bad idea to do a greenhouse that goes with it, that has onions for like cheese and onion. Could incorporate the chip, but again, this is the trouble. You've got to be a little bit careful, because you can go really out of hand where you need it's 3 different productions, and that's the trouble. You don't want to be like, because it makes it complicated for everybody if you've got to do... I mean, that basically, although it's not a lot, it does require oils, but if you don't do the oils, the loss is tremendously terrible, to the point where even the good loss is bad. And again, it's in harmony with the Giants one, so I'm not going to go at PRC, or however you pronounce his name, but it is in line with Giants sort of like loss, really. Did I actually borrow... no, it's this we need. Yeah, this is going to be heavy for this, really. I'd be impressed if this can actually tug this, because it's only 265 horsepower. Wow. It is amazing how some tractors are better than others at actually pulling massive loads. This as well. I've seen 350 horsepower tractors do a worse job than this, so that is quite impressive. I did also wonder, well, should we throw them on the field and use the mover? And I thought, we don't really need to do that. Let's just stick the... So how well did we do? That's obviously well over 100 odd tons. In fact, it's more like 130 odd tons-ish. So that is quite impressive. Oh, I keep doing it. Yeah, no, that is right. I think I need to be out a little bit more. Oh, it's a swivel axle, and this is going to be fun. Yeah, I need to. Now this is going to look a bit odd because you couldn't do this because of the fact that the grate is not really wide. Oh, okay, that was not my intention. Yeah, I need to like be going a little bit further back, I think, than that. So we need to be going. Sure, if we're going to get this. Does that? Yeah, it does accept potatoes, so we should be all right. If not, we have the mover. I'm not worried. It might be that we can't actually. They all just go straight into the. Oh no, we are getting it this time. Fantastic. I did think I should be able to get it. It just looks a bit odd because it's what I'm trying to use the grate realistically, but obviously the Randons is one of those things that you need a very, very long grate to actually make it to actually work properly. So yeah, it's. I do wish to be doing a big one, but again, it's. I'm juggling, so there's only so much anyone can do when you try. I've sort of like I've always been a bit like that. Why is that? This keeps going silver as well. It's never ever been silver. It's always been black. I just think it's the way that. Oh wow, it's not. That wasn't that much at all, really. No, I don't think that's going to work. I need to like go into the potato field. So being as we had all that kerfuffle at the beginning, I think what we'll do is I shall send the low loader and the lorry back. It's fulfilled its purpose after we look and see how well we did, and we'll crack on with the ploughing of that field and all the rest of it. And I will, over the weekend, definitely, I'd say I've got to go into my normal Let's Plays. I wanted to give this a really good run because this is going to be the next European map. So we 135,000 litres, 696 in total of this. So that is quite amazing, in truth. I'm very, very pleased with that. We'll send all of that little lot back. So I'm glad I tested it because obviously I know what I need to do. But also I'm glad I saw the fact that we did do the potatoes. I thought I'd done them on this as well, but I wasn't sure. And it's a while since I've actually used it on any of the Let's Plays. So yeah, so potatoes... we will expect. I will get one done, and I think we'll make a. I think we'll do a potato crisp factory, as we in Britain call it, or a potato chip, as the Americans call it. So yes, a crisp factory, definitely. I think, and we'll do chili crisps and onion crisps and cheese and onion crisps and. Trying to think, yeah, other things as well. We will tomato cheese and tomato crisps. Well, that's different. There was a tomato flavoured crisp. It was actually quite nice, but yeah, we shall see. We don't have to. Let's be honest. We have got a limited amount of things that we've got, but there is garlic and things like that. I could bring a normal greenhouse, but tweak it a little and only bring in things that we sort of like can use. And I suppose we could actually make a bit of. If we're thinking of doing an oil factory, I could sort of make a... Again, it's not going to be super stupid, because if we're going to do it especially for this particular potato sort of factory, then it really wants to be maybe to grow a bit of olives and have olive oil. Instead of like having all of the oils, just have olives, so I've already got an olive greenhouse, but also tweak it so that it's got vegetables as well. just the vegetables we need to make the potato chips actually work. The crisp factory. I've got to get out of the habit of saying potato chips. Yeah, so that's where we're going to leave it. We're up to or down to 448,000. I will send the stuff back to the store. We did empty everything, didn't we? Yeah, no, 135,000 litres definitely says we did. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there. So all that remains to be said is thank you very much for watching. Truly do hope you're going to stick with me on this journey. And I'm going to say goodbye for now.